from this to this. In this video, I'm going to go step by step on how to do a full face makeup tutorial for beginners, showcasing the basic makeup products that you will need. So if you're interested, please follow along on this tutorial. I'm going to start with my brow first. As a beginner, I will always advise you start with your brow first because that's the part that gets most difficult to work with. So you just get that out of the way. I'm going to be wiping my face with my soft care baby wipes. Then I'll pat it dry before I start with my brows. With a spoolie, I'm going to brush my brow hairs up. You can lay your brow hairs down with any brow tamer you have. Also, you can do that with a hair gel, and I always go for the X Block Edge Control. It's always amazing. It works magic for my eye. So I'm going to apply a good amount of the X Block onto my eyebrow to lay it down. Then I'm just going to press it down to lay flat. With my good old Sacha Buttercup setting powder, I'm going to set my brows. I do not like the shiny effect that always comes with using either the brow tamer or the hair gel. To line, I'm using the Davies No. 3 pencil. Make sure your pencil is well sharpened because that's what is going to give you precision. You start from the inner corners of your nose, then the second dot is naturally where your eyebrow curves. Then to stop, you follow the lower lash line. With this, we are going to follow the natural shape of our brows and outline it before we move into filling in the eyebrows. And to do that, we are going to be doing that with gentle strokes. You have to be very light-handed. To conceal the brows, you're going to be using LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn and Warm Honey. I'm going to be using the lightest shade to conceal the bottom, then use a shade that is closer to my skin tone to conceal the top part of my eyebrow. And I'm concealing with this flat angled brush. It has a rounded tip. Concealing your eyebrows is all about steadiness and patience, so you really need to take your time to conceal. And once you are done, you're going to blend it with a fluffy brush. This is from Doraj. This is one of the amazing brushes I got as a beginner. So I'm going to use that to blend it all out. Then I'll go over to concealing the top part of my brows. I just purchased this concealer I'm using for the top part of my brow, which is the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn. In person, it looks a little bit darker. I didn't know it's going to look this bright on camera, so pardon me for the color, but you're supposed to use a shade that is closest to your skin tone to outline the top part of your brow. Our natural eyebrows always look lighter at the front section, so to mimic that, I'm going to be using the same blending brush to just pat that section lightly so that it gives me that natural faint eyebrow look. Now that the brows are out of the way, we are going to move on to eyeshadow. We are going to be using the same concealer we used to conceal the bottom part of our brows as our eyeshadow base. And we are going to be blending from the lower eyelids up so that we're able to build our base. We are going to be creating this beautiful nude eyeshadow with this Blossom African Queen palette. With a fluffy blending brush, we are going to pack brown eyeshadow color onto the eyelid. I'm going to pack the eyeshadow color from the lower lid and build it all the way to my crease area. And I'm doing it in bits because you do not want to mess up with your eyeshadow. I'm going to follow up with the orange shade to blend the edges of the brown color. We're going to be doing that in circular motions so that it gives us that nice and blended edges. These are the brushes that I'm using to blend. They are fluffy brushes, and that is what we are using for our eyeshadow. So with this eyeshadow brush, I'm going to use it to pack that last shade just above the orange shade. To do your wing eyeliner, you just need to open your eye and trace the wing from the bottom lash. Then close your eyes and connect the top part of your eyes to the wing and fill it in closest to your lash line as possible. And once you're done drawing your eyeliner, you're going to move on to the mascara. The mascara I'm using is the Blossom Scandalous Mascara. It has two sides, that is the big side and the smaller side. I'm going to use the big side on my upper lashes. I went ahead to do my lashes off camera. As I stated earlier, we need a clean canvas to work on. I'm going to wipe my face with the same baby wipes that I used. Then I'll proceed with my base. I have an oily skin, especially on my T-zone, so with every skincare that I will do, I have to dry it out properly so that I can get a matte base. Knowing your skin type is very important in makeup because it helps you choose the right product for your skin. The moisturizer I'm using is the Blossom Essence Moisturizer. I'm going to apply that everywhere, especially under my eyes. You want to moisturize your lips because you don't want it looking all dry and cakey. So the moisturizer I'm using for the lips is this Nivea Lip Balm. The next step is to prime, and the product I'm using is the e.l.f. Hydrate Grip Primer. This product can go all over the face, but I'll concentrate more on my T-zone because that is where I sweat the most. And as usual, dry, dry and dry. You can never get tired of using your fan if you're an oily skin babe. I'm going to set my skin work with this Kiss Beauty setting spray, then move on to my base. Moving on to foundation, I'll be mixing this Blossom HD in number 9 and Eva foundation in number 15 to get my perfect foundation shape. What I like to do is just mix this foundation at the back of my hand, then I can apply a few dots on my face and blend it out using my foundation brush. It is always advisable to build a product to apply, blend and go in again when you feel it needs more. This flat brush I'm using is from Colorbox Cosmetics. You can as well use a beauty blender. You soak it in water and make it damp. Emphasis on damp, not wet. Then you can use that as well to blend out your foundation. After applying our foundation, you'll notice how the face looks flat without any dimension or definition. So we are going to conceal and contour to bring back dimension. I'm going to apply concealer to the areas of my face where light reflects, which is under my eye, the bridge of my nose, my chin, my cubic bone and forehead. The concealer I'm using is this Derma oil-free concealer. It's advisable to use about 2 to 3 shades lighter than your skin to conceal, and I'm going to be blending it out using a Colorbox Cosmetics brush. As a beginner, it is advisable that you blend out your concealer as soon as possible and not leave it to sit for too long because some of these concealers tend to dry out quickly and it can make blending quite difficult. At your under eye, you have to take your time and blend it from the outer part of the eye towards the inner section and look up whilst blending so that it gives you a beautiful and a seamless finish. After adding brightness to our face, we want to bring back some shadows, and that is where contour comes in. I love to use 2 to 3 shades darker concealer or a foundation to do that. Makeup is all about versatility, babe, so use and reuse products, okay? I will be using the Evo foundation in the shade 30 as my concealer shade. I like to place a little at the back of my hand, warm it up with my angled brush before applying it onto my face. And as you can see, this brings back some beautiful warmth into my face. You want to blend over everything using the same foundation brush with no extra product so that all the products on your face marry together beautifully. Now we are going to set all the liquid products so that they do not move around. You can either use a loose setting powder or a powder palette. I'm going to go into the lightest shade of powder closest to the shade of the concealer I used. To avoid creasing under the eye, it's important to blend out the concealer before setting it with the powders. And you can see the instant absorption of all the oil from the concealer. To set my contour, I'll be using the shade Ebony in the palette and go in a circular motion to avoid harsh lines. With a smaller angled brush, I'm going to contour my nose, and I'll be using the same powder to do the contouring. Just lightly tap instead of drawing a straight line on your nose. Once I am done setting my concealer and contour, I'm going to go in with a powder that is the same shade as my skin tone to set the rest of my face. Now to add color, which is blush, you can get yourself a small blush palette, but as I mentioned earlier, makeup is all about versatility, so I'm going to go into this beautiful orange color in my eyeshadow palette and apply it at the highest point of my cheek. And because I'm a little extra, I'm going to apply the remaining on my forehead and the tip of my nose. You can stop here if you want to, but as for me, I always do this soft reverse contour to give my contour that sharp look. So I'm going to do that with the same powder I used to set the rest of my face. After this, we are going to set all the powders with the same setting spray we used, and as usual, dry it down. Once everything is all dried down, I'm going to line my lower lashes with this black eyeshadow pencil. Proceed to smoke out my lower lash line with the same brown eyeshadow from before, then apply mascara to my bottom lashes. Now onto the lips. I'm just going to grab a tissue paper to wipe up the moisturizer from my lip so I'll be able to work on them. I'm going to use the same eyebrow pencil that I used to outline my lips and blend it out with the same brush I used to smoke out my lower lash line. We are going to be picking our colors from this ageless lip palette. I'm going to go into that dark brown color and apply that all over my lips, then blend it into the brown shade. This process takes a little bit of time, so you have to take your time and blend it out. And let me tell you, when it comes to lip blending, the process of patting your lips together is the best blending option. So just do that and it will save you a lot. Once I'm satisfied with the burnt orange color, I'm going to clean my brush, then apply this color. It looks like a nude color, and apply that also on top of the burnt orange color before I go over my lip with my beautiful and sparkly BB lip gloss to give me some shine. This particular step is optional, but I like to go over my tear dots with a little bit of shimmer to give my eyes some glow. Blush is one product that tends to disappear the most in our makeup process, so I'll go over my blush, then follow up with my highlighter just above my blush. What you have to do is just give yourself that beautiful smile and apply the highlighter slightly above the blush and all the other places you would want it. And voila! The perfect beginner full face for every occasion. As I stated earlier, makeup is all about practice and versatility. As a beginner, please use and reuse the products that you have. Please leave your comments and your questions in the comment section below, because I'd love to hear from you on this tutorial. If you find this video helpful, please subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and until I see you in my next video, much love.